Hi, I'm so excited to tell you about my workbook that I've been working on for a long time. And I'm finally finished with. It's going to be available on my Etsy shop. You can find my Etsy shop at Create Love Today shop, and on my website, mrskarenstanley.com. And it's for all of you do-it-yourselfers who want all of the worksheets and the exercises that I talk about in my book, Becoming Mrs. Stanley, all in one place. So it's all for you, and it's actually a PDF download. So I had mine printed out and binded because I just like it, just so I could show you. But the PDF is something you just print out at home, and you can follow along. You can do them in what order you want, but it's the ultimate love strategy. That is basically the course that you can do yourself with all of the exercises and the practices that I did while I was 16 for 17 months, and I was single, and I was working on making myself better and becoming the person that I wanted to be. And that is exactly how I eventually manifested my soulmate. So just wanted to go through a little bit of it. It has a full guide for every single one of the practices and the exercises, the instructions for every single thing. It has the morning ritual sheet. Obviously, that's something I wrote every day. So that one you can copy as many times as you want. You can download just that for free on my website if you want. But it was really, really important practice for me. I still use to today, where I started every morning writing down what I was grateful for and the successes from yesterday, which kept me on the track for remembering the things that are going right now. Everything, something I accomplished yesterday, so that you keep remembering that things are going right and you're winning. You definitely should follow Charlie Rocket on Instagram, because he coined the phrase, "You're on a winning streak," which is so cool. And then you have your to-do list. Today I will accomplish. And then you have the quote of the day and how I will practice self-care. So the quote of the day, I didn't do when I was manifesting my husband. I do now. I didn't do that until I started following Grant Cardone, but I had my favorite quotes all over my room because I love quotes. I love inspiration. I read them when I get discouraged. I read them every morning. And because I like to follow successful people. If they've already achieved what I want to achieve, well, I want to know what they did. And so that's what I did. And for you, you can find the quote of the day. Follow all the great Instagrammers that have inspiration, and you can find them on my Instagram if you want. I always post quotes because I love them. And then find your favorite one that you can focus on for that day. And then self-care, because I found that was so important to take care of mom, not just kids, not just my clients. You have to take care of mom too. You're actually literally teaching the universe, A, that you deserve to be cared for, that you know you deserve it, and B, how to take care of yourself. You have to know yourself in order to be able to take care of yourself. And if you can do one thing every day, even if it's for 10 minutes, read a book for 10 minutes that takes care of mom, then you're proving to the universe that you deserve it, and you deserve love, and you deserve to be cared for. And you're also teaching your husband how you need to be cared for, and so you need to know, and you do it for yourself in the meantime. Then the very first thing, if you've read my story or any of my blogs, the first thing I did after my best friend's wedding was create a boss list. And I talked about, in the 4 areas that are most important to me, how I wanted to improve. And for me, it was my health and my finances and my home. An environment is an entire chapter by itself, and my family. And it helps you identify every single thing that you want to be working on. When I realized that I wasn't going to attract a badass husband unless I felt like I was a badass when I walked out the door, I had to ask myself, well, why don't I feel like a badass? Why don't I have that confidence? Why don't I feel like I deserve someone awesome? Well, my yard was a mess. I put that on my list. I really needed to straighten my teeth. It's a long story. I wrote about it. And my carpets were gross. I hired carpet cleaners, and I bought like a dozen rugs. And I just worked through those little things. So this worksheet has the instructions and shows you exactly in the 4 categories, so you can work on all of those things little by little. It's really important to focus on what makes you happy and really find out what that is. Sometimes we don't even really know. What is it that really brings me joy? Sometimes it's just a book. I love to read. Sometimes it's a walk, being out in nature, even for 20 minutes. And sometimes maybe it's just quiet time, or sometimes maybe it's going dancing. I mean, what really makes you happy? And then keep a list of those things. When you're feeling down, or you're feeling like I don't really want to do anything, or if the kids go to their dad's house and you have some free time, hey, you know what? I can serve someone. I can feed my soul by doing something. I can listen to a podcast. I can go out with friends. I can go dancing. I can do all of those things to feed your soul and feed your happiness for yourself. And then the second one is lessons in love. I talk about what a mental shift it was when I stopped thinking about, man, that sucked, or man, men are lame, or why is everybody such a liar? Where are all the good guys? And I stopped that, and I started looking at everybody I'd ever met as teachers, and I started focusing on what I learned from them, because every single person that you've ever known has taught you something if you really think about it. And if you write it down, then it really helps you focus every time you meet someone, and everyone in your past was put there for a reason, and it helps you focus on that instead of the things that you wish were different or the things that you are disappointed about. Screw that. Everybody's going to do whatever they're going to do, right? So if you focus on what you learned, then you're growing, then you're leaving it in the past, and then you're focusing on creating more of that. Those people that teach you something are very important. And then I describe the undesirables, some things that we keep attracting, and how to find them in ourselves. I know it stings a little, but it's true. Well, it's my opinion. And the transforming limiting beliefs worksheets, and everything that I went through to identify my limiting beliefs and negative beliefs, and then how I wrote what I wrote, how I wrote it, and how I really started to dispel them and really tried to finally transformed what I had been feeling and what I've been believing for my entire life. And it really worked for me, and it was very powerful. Then the last one is the let it go exercise. And this one saved my bacon a billion times. You focus on one person, if you have that feeling in your gut that just every time you think of them, you get that, I'm so frustrated, I'm so angry. That's who you need to write this for. You think of that one person, you have them in your mind, and you write your list. You write every single thing you appreciate about that person. If you can focus on the things that were right, even if it's way back at the beginning when you first met, then this was very powerful. Everything you can think of. Then this part 2, you write down every single thing that you resent. Get it all out. I had way more than I ever thought. It was like pages and pages and pages of resentments. I mean, wow, scary. But then you can let them go if you write them all out and you actually read them and you go, okay, all right, I got this. And then the last part is everything that I regret, because it takes two to tango. And I'm sorry, Mom, but you're not perfect. I'm far from perfect. I made a billion mistakes. I had so many, many, many faults. And it's really magical, actually, when you get this shit out and you get it on paper. And this exercise saved me. I did it for several different people, actually, throughout my life, that I still had that thing. I still had that that ick feeling in my gut. And it helped me let it go. And all the instructions are in there, all the worksheets, everything you need. And you can print them out as many times as you want. It's a PDF download, and I really hope that you enjoy it. I really hope that it helps you. Again, thank you for being here, and please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me a lot, and I'm wishing you lots and lots of love. Mwah.